Okay, this is the second video I'm going to do. Last week, people seemed to really respond to the message I was sending, so we asked to do another one. So I decided just to work away and see what comes up. All right, so I decided just like start off with about kind of about just yourself, really. Just accept responsibility for who you are. It's just if you want to change, especially because if you can't accept responsibility for what you've done, it's kind of hard to change because you end up repeating the cycles in life. And look, like if you're repeating cycles, it's a reflection of you. It's not a reflection that life is harder. It's just a reflection of your trained behavior that you can't break because if you've learned it, you can unlearn it. Like, be honest with yourself. It's one thing I always say. But I try to do it myself. It's just like in my life, I've always found that when times were harder, or like if you're being an ass to people, like if you're cheating or lying or things like those, that people, everyone does these things in their life. It's kind of like it's a reflection of my personal experience. It was a reflection I felt about myself. I wasn't happy in here, and you put those feelings onto other people then, and it's kind of like you make other people suffer for your pain, and it's not good. It's just not healthy. It's like by being honest with yourself, it's easier to be honest with other people too because you get so used to the inner dialogue being just like as an example, it's called CBT training or CBT. Um, So it's like the inner dialogue has to be honest with yourself. So rather than being hard on yourself, as an example, if you're doing something stupid, like say if one of your friends ring you up, just have the conversations. Like one of your friends rings you up, and they say like, "I'm up doing this. What do you think?" And if you think that it's a stupid idea or it's a self-destructive idea, you'd be honest with them because you care about your friends or family. You'd want them to do the right things. So it's about that kind of stuff. It's like about being completely honest with yourself and knowing who you are. And like it's just don't be hard on yourself because trust me, I know this myself. It's easy to be hard on yourself. It's just easy to be detrimental when you don't need to be. So it's just kind of like it's more about honesty with yourself than anything else. It's like so when you talk to yourself like someone you love. Because you should love yourself. Like if you're talking to your best friend who's had these problems, you're not going to sit down and say, "Oh, you stupid, blah blah blah." You'd say, "Look, these things are they bringing you joy? Are they helping you in your life? Are they doing anything positive in your life?" From my personal experience, there was stuff I was doing that was just chaotic in my life. It was just self sabotage 101. And when you step back away from it and have a look at it, you're kind of like, Jesus, what was I doing there? And you find yourself in a position all of a sudden then that you're away from it. And the further you get away from it, the easier it is to stay away from it. And I know that sounds simple, but it's a fact. So it's like change is hard, but staying as you are is going to hurt a lot longer. You need to let go of certain things in your life that are just detrimental to your growth. And that's just something that I've learned myself. And I think that's a pretty big thing to learn because a lot of people can't do that. And like one thing I always say as well, when I was in Vancouver, I remember one night I was just sitting around, I was just thinking about there was one thing I couldn't get, and I was like, God, I'd love if I get that. I would love that because that would make my life more full, more happy, more complete. But then I realized, holy crap, I'm ignoring everything I have. Like we spend so much time wanting that one thing we don't have that we forget all the things we do have. We're focused on the wrong thing. Focus on what you have rather than what you don't have. Just constantly focus on the things you have and say, look, if I want these things in the future, I start building like a plan to work towards these things. This is what I'm doing. This is my personal experiences. That's like from learning what I have in my life. It makes it easier to let go of things that are bad for you because like these are things you don't want in your life that are bad for you. It goes back to the friendship thing. Like if your friend rang you up and said, "I'm drinking all the time. I'm doing drugs all the time. I'm eating crap all the time." If you care about that person, you'd be honest and say, "These aren't healthy routines." So like this is how you should treat yourself. This is how I treat myself lately, and it's just at the end of the day, like you have to look yourself in the mirror and just be happy with what you see. You can't be in your head lying to yourself when really it's about honesty. So like you need to accept who you are before you can try to fix who you are. That's from my personal experience. Like, so make peace with your life. You can say I'm happy, but I want more. I want these things in my life. I want, like, it's kind of like about make peace with who you are, but then fix it. Because if you can't see who you are, you won't be able to fix it in the future. And it's just kind of like when you're hurting people, that's how you feel about yourself. From my experience, because like I was unhappy for a while and I was being an asshole. You hurt people because you're hurting inside. But when you start dealing with what's inside you, you don't want to hurt people. If anything, you become too soft now sometimes. I've been definitely too soft over the last few months sometimes to our own detriment. But yeah, it's more so about looking yourself in the mirror every morning and saying, I'm happy with who I'm becoming. I'm done playing these old routine games that are not causing me any growth. So yeah, and like if you keep repeating cycles, as I said last week, no matter what the cycle, whether it's alcohol, drugs, crap food, addiction comes in many forms. Addiction is like going to the gym 6 days a week, being obsessed with your diet, being obsessed with I have to run all the time, I have to go for lift all these heavy weights. It's like I have to have all this work done. Obsession is bad. Addiction is bad. It comes in every form. Trust me, I've I write the book about it at this stage, from me and people I know, and it's just one of those cases where you have to say at some stage, like, why am I get addicted to everything? Why do I get addicted to these things? Humans in general, we've got addictive personalities, most of us. So it's kind of like you're filling the void with an outside stimulus that you don't need, or if you do need it, have it in moderation. But first and foremost, learn to look yourself in the eye. Learn to be happy with yourself. Then change it. Then put the changes into action. Because if you're happy with yourself, the dialogue in your head, then the next step is progress. And once you start making progress, it's addictive. Discipline is addictive. Very, very addictive. That's a good addiction because it puts your whole life into perspective. It makes your whole life build around you, not around someone else, not around anything else, just you. You're the nucleus. Everything else is forming around you. That's the way it should be. It's just one of those things that unfortunately it takes us a while to realize because life is hard. Like if it wasn't hard, people would be easy about it. But I always say, look, become addicted to yourself. You know, your body and mind need to start listening to you, not the other way around. And one thing I've learned is you learn about your character when things are going badly and hard, not when they're going well and it's easy. You have to pick yourself up, keep going. That's when you learn about yourself. That's me for now. I'll talk to you soon.